Hey guys, this is Kay from OK Quilting, and I just wanted to make a quick video about how to put this apron together because I'm afraid that the directions might be a little bit difficult to understand, and it's really not a hard project. So first of all, you're going to make your neck strap, which is a 2-inch piece of fabric. You're going to, the width of fabric, you're going to sew it into a tube, turn it. I didn't even top stitch this one, but you probably should top stitch it because when you wash it, it'll get all flarpy. You're going to want to figure out how long you want it. Okay, so just hold it up to yourself, give yourself a couple extra inches, and then set that aside. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is take the actual quilt block, and you are going to cut a piece of fusible fleece that is about 1/4 inch size, a 1/4 inch smaller on all sides, just to give you your seam allowance without the fusible fleece in your seam. So you're going to actually fuse that fleece onto the back of your block. All right, and then you're going to lay your block down on the table, face up. You are going to take your strap and you're going to set it so that your raw edges are about a 1/4 inch in from both sides, and it's going to hang like a U, like that. And then you'll take your back piece of fabric and it will be on top. You will sew up and across and down. Don't sew the bottom. Okay, then you're going to turn it right side out, and you can do some quilting if you want. I did some, I don't know if you can see, but I did some really simple in the ditch and around the shape, just to kind of hold things together and to give it a little bit of stability. I did not go crazy, but you could if you wanted, because it's your project. All right, let's talk about the skirt part. So the skirt part's about 18 inches long, shorter or longer, whatever you want it, and it's the width of fabric. And then I like to press over my hems and then top stitch them. That works best for me. So go down the sides and across the bottom of the piece after you trim off your selvages, and then just put a simple gather in the top and gather it up so it's about 20 inches. So it's going to be about half of the width that it was, and just set that aside. Now, probably the trickiest part is this waistband. And it's not really all that tricky at all. So you're going to make a couple of ties, and I like to have big ties. So either you need to cut 2 5-inch pieces, or the instructions actually tell you to cut 4 2.5-inch pieces, and you're going to sew them together. You're going to turn them right side out, and you are going to top stitch them. You can see in white that they're top stitched. So go ahead and you're going to tuck the end in and sew across the bottom, and the other end you don't have to. You can just leave that raw because we're going to tuck it inside here. All right, and then on one of the pieces, which I didn't have enough fabric, so my little waistband part's a different color, which I think is kind of cute actually. So you're going to take a width of fabric piece that's 40-ish inches long, cut it in half, whatever it ends up being, and you are going to on one of those pieces fold it in half and mark the middle, and then with a ruler you're going to mark 6 inches away, 6.5 inches away. So here's my middle, and then you're going to mark 6.5 inches out here, which gives the point of this is it's going to give us room to slide the top in. So mark 6.5 inches on either side. All right, now you're going to lay down the piece that you didn't mark right side up. You're going to take your tie. So if we were using this tie, we would lay it down going across this way, with our raw edges of our tie lining up with the raw edges of our waistband. All right, and then we would sew up the corner, and I would backstitch this just to give it some strength. You're going to sew across the top until you get to your mark that's at the 6.5-inch mark, and at that point I want you to make your stitch length as wide as you possibly can, and you're going to sew there across the middle all the way to your next 6.5-inch point. And at that point, you'll put in a couple of back stitches and you'll go back to your regular stitch length. We're going to tear these stitches out, so we want these to be big and easy to pick out. Then you sew to the corner. At this point, you need to add in this strip. So you're going to lay it. These would be raw edges. This would be raw edges. Put them together, sew down, give it a little extra strength. Okay, then you're going to turn it all right side out and press it. And on these bottom edges, you're going to want to make like a 1/4 inch. You're going to want to turn them under and then press it, because it will make it a lot easier for you in the next step. Okay, so once they're pressed and they're going to meet up, you're going to slide your gathered skirt in, and it should fit right into that space. Kind of make sure it's going to be fairly even. And then you're just going to top stitch along there. Once you're done that, you're going to go to the top and you are going to pick out these stitches, which are very big. They're going to be easy. And you're going to have a perfectly nice smooth line there to restitch, because you've already pressed that, right? So these edges are pressed and ready to go. So you'll slide the bib top in just about 1/4 of an inch and top stitch across there. And that will make your apron. And I think I told you this, but my strap was a little long, so I put a couple of buttonholes in and a button just to make it a little bit easier to adjust for myself. So, you know, maybe you can check it better, but this is great for a 12-inch block if you're a little bit bigger girl like me. If you're tiny, you might want to use a 10-inch block, or this block goes all the way to the edges, but if you had a block with white space, you could just trim it. So, or you know, you can make something special for this project. But if you make this project, I hope you'll tag me with hashtag #OKQuilting, because I would love to see your work. And I hope you have, I love wearing aprons. I think they're fun, and I think they're fun to make seasonal. Oh, I didn't talk about the pockets. If you want to put on a pocket, they're fun. I think mine were 7 inches by 8 inches. And I dressed them up a little bit, but you can do whatever you want because it's your apron. So have a great day. Happy sewing.